Hey guys, it has been a while since the last What's Unique About This Unique video, and in this video I want to talk about this Soulthirst build and what is unique about it. Other than life and some resistances, it has this line: gain Soul Eater during Flask Effect, but you lose soul gained from Soul Eater when you use a flask. A bit about Soul Eater from PoE Wiki. Soul Eater is a stackable buff that grants 5% increased attack and cast speed and 1% increased character size per stack. Every enemy kill grants 1 stack. Player characters cannot gain Soul Eater buff while they already have a Soul Eater buff and cannot refresh buff duration until it expires and loses all stacks. It has no cap. Soul Eater works in 60 units radius, and while skills will not gain souls during the Soul Eater buff effect. And you also must subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this. All that sounds really cool, and in theory you could get 5000% increased attack and cast speed, even more, if you could somehow make Flask Effect long enough. In the past players were using Enduring Mana Flask, but these days we got something better. It is possible to get over 20 seconds duration flasks and then scale that with the Flask Effect duration to extend flasks to over a minute. I am currently making a build around this build, but this is not a build video. For now I just want to show you how you can extend the flask duration. So there are a couple good Flask Effect duration nodes on the passive skill tree, and to my surprise, Pathfinder Ascendancy does not have all that much, so you're not really forced to play at certain Ascendancy. So there are medium cluster jewels that have 6% increased Flask Effect duration, which then can be increased by getting a 35% increased effect modifier on that cluster jewel. But those are actually very expensive, but you can roll 25% effect for very cheap. I'm going to stack 4 of those for starters. Then to extend duration even more, we're going to need to self-curse with Temporal Chains, which normally has other effects on cursed enemies expire 40% slower, however we are players, so 50% less effect of curse against players. This is not a 20% more multiplier, it is calculated a bit differently. Essentially, if you have 60 second duration flask, then you divide that by 0.8 and you end up with 75 second duration. I guess you could also increase the effect of your curses to get more slow from Temporal Chain, but there is a simpler solution. Using Solstice Visual Amulet, which lets you gain Shapeless Presence for 10 seconds when you kill a rare or unique enemy. Shapeless Presence is like Temporal Chain and it stacks with Temporal Chains. This one gives 20% slower expiration. So when we stack with Temporal Chain, we have 40% expire slower. With 60 second duration flasks, we divide that by 0.6 and end up with 100 seconds flask duration. On surface it seems pretty easy getting long flask duration, but remember, 2 large cluster jewels and 4 medium jewels with 6 points. That is 40 passive points just getting cluster points and barely any damage. When it comes to making a proper build, I think it will be pretty expensive unless you go full glass cannon and ignore most items on the map, and of course all trade requests. Like I said, I am making a build around this build and I'm not sure how viable this build will turn out to be, but in the next couple of days I will make a video and show the results and talk more about this build in practice rather than just on paper. On a final note, those that are still watching this, I want to tell you a little tip. Rampage. Right before recording this video I managed to snag Null and Void gloves with WUATU with Temporal Chains for 1 Exile. There are a couple other ways of getting Rampage if you don't mind swapping weapons or other items, but if you don't want to be swapping items, you may want to try and get either Null and Void gloves or Worm Sign with Temporal Chain. These could already be expensive and it may become even more expensive, but maybe that is only because not many players are trying to get Temporal Chains on these gloves. Oh, and of course, well-corrupted Soulthirst build with nice Scourge mods may become expensive as well. So that is all for this video. Let me know in the comments below what unique item I should talk about next, and also which skill you want to see with crazy attack speed. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.